exercises at Wagner College will open with America the Beautiful. Please join graduating seniors Melissa Herman and Abby Lees, accompanied by a group of their classmates as they lead us in singing America the Beautiful. We ask that you remain standing until after the invocation by Chaplain Gutu.
Lord God, creator of all that is and all that shall be, the day has come and now is when we honor and rejoice with those who have reached a new beginning in their unfolding lives. We are here to consecrate and dedicate their unbroken strength to the struggle against all that tortures the truth, that frustrates the freedom of the human spirit, that plagues the peace we pray for. Grant that what has entered, enticed, excited, informed, and disciplined their minds these last 4 years may also inhabit their hearts, giving them the beginning of wisdom, the humility of confidence, the simplicity of excellence, and the gift of understanding. If they have experienced here the joy as well as the jolt of discovery, the love as well as the labor of learning, we who have taught and counseled them, and those who have paid the bills, are rewarded 100-fold. True achievement is costly, but never so much as what it is worth. Possessed of great potential, may they know achievement. May their dreams become reality and their good deeds a hymn of praise to your glory, as is the case in the life and work of Dr. Albert Acetola, Professor James Horton, Reverend Terry Troya, and Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who honor us today with their presence. We commend you, O Lord, unto their boundless care, these young men and women, who from their mother's womb you have blessed on their way with countless gifts of love and brought them to this day. Amen. Please be seated. Welcome to the 118th commencement exercises of Wagner College. The day has arrived for this very special class of graduates. On behalf of the entire college community, we extend our congratulations and our admiration for your achievements. I welcome all of our parents, family, friends, distinguished guests, members of our New York and Staten Island communities. You are a very, very special class. You began your Wagner careers on the eve of September 11th terrorist attacks on this city and this nation. 2 weeks later, the world changes forevermore. Most of you came to Wagner from communities outside of the metropolitan area. You were just becoming New Yorkers. From the windows of your residence halls, you watched the Twin Towers fall. In the wake of the single greatest horror ever experienced in this city, many of you tried to help the families and the victims in every way possible. Many tried to get to ground zero, to dig for any who may have survived. Others gave blood, collected food and water. We cried and we prayed together during those dark days, changed forever. Many of you made a promise then. You wanted to be part of the rebuilding of New York City. You wanted to help those in agony. You wanted to assist communities and families in need of resources. You wanted to resist fear and depression and find the paths to recovery and renewal. If you weren't already, you became New Yorkers forever during those days. We are here today as testament to the determination and courage of all New Yorkers in reclaiming our wonderful city, never to abandon those who lost their lives on that day, forever in solidarity with those they left behind, and pledge to rebuild and fortify and renew the fiber and spirit of New York as a city of social inclusion, high achievement, and eternal hope. Today we honor you, but we also honor all of New York, and in particular our special borough. We have asked the Mayor of New York to speak today, and we honor him for his personal achievements. But we also honor the Mayor as the civic leader who represents for all of us the resilience and determination of all New Yorkers who are committed to never let hate, fear, and terror defeat tolerance, civility, and human kindness. We have learned that these are the key elements necessary for healthy cities to advance the lives of their citizens and all of their residents. The Mayor is here with us today as a very special favor. He has a tremendous obligation at noon down at the ferry where they're dedicating the John Markey ferry boat, named after Senator Markey, the longest-serving elected official in the nation. But he's here with you in spite of all of that today because he wanted to stand with you on this very special day. He will have to leave before we actually read the names for graduation, but he will be with us in spirit throughout the entire event. Your Wagner years are marked by many individual and collective milestones in academic achievement, campus leadership, athletic success, remarkable performances in arts and sciences, and with outstanding dedication to public service and civic engagement. Many of you are distinguished in your academic achievement, earning Latin praise and honors, and entrance to the very best graduate, medical, and law schools. 19 of you authored scientific papers read at the prestigious 59th Eastern Collegiate Science Meetings this spring. Among those, 3 of you walked off with celebrated prizes in these meetings. A number of graduates in the sciences are emblematic of the high quality of achievements of all of our students. A few of them are Maura Melvin in biology. A major in biology is graduating with a 3.975 GPA, and she will continue her studies in medical school and optometry at Stony Brook. Kristen Rich, a biology major, president of Beta Beta Beta, the National Biology Honorary Society, will be attending veterinary school at Ohio State University. Leanne Matta will be attending the PhD program in bioengineering at the University of Maryland. She also was awarded all conference honors while captaining the women's lacrosse team at Wagner College. A number of your classmates successfully completed the honors program, producing remarkable senior theses in many different disciplines, ranging from biology and business administration, chemistry, English, political science, psychology, and many more.
In your time at Wagner, our theater program was named the top collegiate theater program in the United States by the Princeton Review. Our theater students continue to amaze us with the quality and excellence of their performances on center stage and stage one. There is so much talent among our graduating theater students who bring intelligence and dedication and courage to the stage, and many will join the growing number of distinguished alumni who are excelling in the performing arts. Our choir and music programs continue to hit the high note with their fabulous concerts on and off campus, and they are truly a dedicated group of students. Our athletic programs flourished this year, led by the women's water polo team, which won the MAC conference and was one of 8 teams in the National Collegiate Association Finals. The women's softball team and lacrosse teams provided many thrilling moments for us. Our football team concluded a very successful season, while men's basketball provided one of the most courageous comebacks in Wagner's history, led by Sean Munson, who is graduating today with 2 degrees, a BA in math and a BS in computer science. Your class has been deeply committed to public service and campus leadership, as witnessed by the continuing excellence of our chapter of the National Leadership Society, ODK, led by Danielle King and Gerard Mangieri. Our ODK chapter was voted the National Circle of the Year from among the 300 college and university chapters across the nation, the first ever chapter to receive this award. Our student government was led by Mel Powers, a truly gifted leader who will speak to you a little bit later in this ceremony. Other leaders like Corinne Mertz provided creative and dedicated leadership for our orientation program. Ashley Voss pioneered the Commuter Student Association. Jake Brown led our efforts in Project Pericles, particularly the program stimulating student participation in the national elections. Many campus organizations and individuals assisted in the literacy tutoring programs, Relay for Life efforts to raise funds to fight cancer, the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Run in honor of a fallen 9/11 firefighter who ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, attempting to save lives on that horrible day, only to lose his own. Others conducted research and outreach work and economic development efforts in Port Richmond and West Brighton, the St. George areas. And many of you were active in attempting to bring conscience to bear on the international tragedy unfolding in the Sudan. Alicia Luciano, an excellent student in arts administration and dance, began her own foundation to benefit survivors of breast cancer, raising the money herself and allocating thousands of dollars each year to women, their families in such difficult times. And one of you, one very special one among you, Mukhtar Jola, will speak to you later today, personally survived the unspeakable horrors of genocide in Sierra Leone, surviving personally loss of limbs, only to find his own way to Wagner, and began a new life here in New York. He witnessed family and friends murdered and mutilated. In spite of all of this, he has kept his humanity and dignity and human kindness, and Mukhtar graduates with you today. And the list of graduating senior accomplishments goes on and on and on. Some of you have not yet hit your high note. Like many of us up on the stage, you worked hard, but your accolades and recognition will come after Wagner, finding distinction in your professional and personal lives. But all of you are ready for the next stage. You are prepared. You may be a little scared and possibly of next steps, but you have a bedrock of solid values and strong personal skills to take away with you from Wagner that will serve you well in your careers and in your relationships. Let's celebrate these wonderful moments and memories today together as part of the Wagner family. We have with us some very special supporters that I can introduce to you. Some have endowed scholarships and made gifts in support of your work at the college. Others give tirelessly to the efforts to extend opportunities available to our students and to our faculty. I would like to recognize them from our Board of Trustees, and if they would just stand as I read their name. Albert Acetola, class of 1940. Walter Baumhoff, class of 1959. Ron Bibbo, class of 1964. John Campy, class of 1962. Aletta Diamond, class of 1965. Donald Fox, class of 1964. Jay Hardy, class of 67, and chair of the Board of Trustees. Richard Herberger, class of 1966. Louise Kaufman, class of 1975, and Secretary of the Board of Trustees. Michael Kelly, class of 1966. Fred Lang, class of 1953, and Treasurer of the Board of Trustees. Mike Manzulli, not an alum, but a wonderful supporter of this college and active trustee. Donna New, class of 1968. Robert C. O'Brien, class of 1966, and former board chair. Al Palladino, class of 1961. Maureen Robinson, class of 1967. And finally, in whose building we now reside for this moment, Donald W. Spiro, who's given so much to this college. And I have one more, a man who actually idolized, whose name wasn't on this list, in the class of 1966, Greg Knapp. That special introduction to Greg Knapp will cost him mightily in the next capital campaign. Please be seated. We will honor 4 highly accomplished persons who are with us today. We honor them for exceptional contributions to the fields and disciplines that we teach, and to the individuals who serve as role models for our core values of achievement, leadership, and service. Chaplain Lyle Gutu will call them forward for citation and presentation of their awards and citations. Reverend Gutu.
President Guarasci, I have the honor to present to you for special recognition Dr. Albert B. Acetola for a Wagner College Lifetime Achievement Award. Trustees Robert O'Brien and Peggy Bombach Buck Reynolds will present the award with President Guarasci.
And I conveniently forgot Ms. Reynolds in introducing the trustees, and she graduated in the class of 1940, one of the great ladies of New York City. Please come forward.
Dr. Albert Bernard Acetola began to achieve early in life. He was president of the Student Association in his senior year at Wagner College. Then, on the strength of his excellent grades, he was admitted to the Boston University Medical School, from which he graduated in 1944. Dr. Acetola, Wagner class of 1940, has been honored 3 times by the college. First as a recipient of the Wagner College Service Award in 1957, then the Achievement Award in 1973, and then in 1994, he was inducted into the Wagner College Athletic Hall of Fame. His sport in college was fencing, but his real claim to Wagner athletic fame was as orthopedic surgeon to all teams from 1949 to 1987. So whether with a saber in his hand or a scalpel, Al Acetola has been a gift to Wagner athletics. His achievements are many, yet always, since he was an undergraduate to this very day, he insists that he is just an average American citizen, New Jersey resident, Wagner alumni. It is clear and obvious he has never been average. In his class, which was a great one, he was both smarter and shorter than most. And today, he is older than average. But even if we were to accept his own assessment of himself, we would still be honoring him today, not for his achievements and distinguished service to so many, but for who he is, a man of civility and compassion in a world sorely lacking both. Dr. Acetola, a man kind to almost everyone, makes his protest that he is just like everybody else something of a prayer that we can all endorse. If only everybody was as average as Dr. Albert Acetola. For all you have achieved, for all you have given, but first and foremost for your gentleness, humanity, and humility, your alma mater proudly honors you with its Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Guarasci, I present Reverend Terry Troya for the degree of Doctor of Divinity, honoris causa, Aletta Diamond, member of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Jody Smith, Professor of Religious Studies, will assist with placing the hood on the shoulders of Reverend Troya. Reverend Terry Troya has been an irresistible force since the moment of her birth. The daughter of a deli luncheonette grocery store owner, her father, and a teacher, her mother, she is a combination of the brash, jack-of-all-trades confidence of a businessman and the reflective, analytical, supportive talents of a teacher. From day one, she was a why person. Why is there something when there could be nothing? Why are we certain there is right and there is wrong, but never absolutely certain we know which is which? So it was not surprising that after St. Joseph's Academy, she went to Loyola College of Maryland and thence to St. Mary's Seminary, then to Union Seminary in New York, and finally to Costa Rica, where she served while going to the Seminario Biblico Latino Americo. She also served as a human rights worker in refugee camps. Returning to New York in 1984, she began zeroing in on what she wanted to do with her life. Always bursting with energy, she began volunteering in Project Hospitality's Carpenter Shelter while teaching in the New York City public school system and working with disabled adults. Project Hospitality began at Brighton Heights Reformed Church, but like any bright idea, it has many parents. Terry Troya's name is the one most commonly associated with Project Hospitality, and for good reason. She has been its director, then executive director, since 1985. But Project Hospitality is truly the child, the creation of all of Staten Island, especially its faith communities, virtually all of whom have played a vital role in making it what is today the most comprehensive continuum of care for homeless and hungry people in all of New York City. It is said that where there is pain, where there is heartbreak, where there is failure and despair, there is God. On Staten Island, where there is pain, where there is heartbreak, where there is failure and despair, there you will find Terry Troya and Project Hospitality. Terry's love for the work of Project Hospitality and the love she has for her home borough have a common root, her love of people, whatever their station in life or immediate circumstances. We are blessed to have her among us. She's not a bad preacher either. As a colleague, as an example, and an inspiration, and wish her many more years among us as leader and doer and Wagner alumna.
I give praise and thanks to God and to the Board of Trustees and to the President of Wagner College and to Aletta Diamond. And congratulations to all of the graduates. This is your day, so I want to sit down and shut up because this belongs to you. Amen.
Dr. Guarasci, I present James Oliver Horton for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Trustee Louise Kaufman and Dr. Mark Elliott, Professor of American History, will assist with placing the hood on the shoulders of James O. Horton. There is this proverb: when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. In this instance, the student is the American people and the teacher is James Oliver Horton, who co-authored with his wife Lois the text for the Public Broadcasting Service's 4-part TV series, Slavery and the Making of America. Most Americans have yet to understand the importance of the institution of slavery and the making of the society we call America. To understand the contradiction at the heart of the country we describe as the land of the free, to understand that we tolerated a bondage for fully 12 generations of Black Americans that violated our dearest held values: freedom, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. James Oliver Horton is the Benjamin Banneker Professor of American Studies and History at George Washington University and Director of the Afro-American Communities Project of the National Museum of American History at the Smithsonian Institution. A PhD graduate of Brandeis University, he has taught in Germany, lectured throughout Europe, Thailand, and Japan. Many people around the globe are hungry to learn more about our history, hoping to avoid some of the religious, race, class, and regional conflicts that have stalled the egalitarian promise of America that so many admire and would like their own nation to emulate. Professor Horton has long been interested in public history, historical interpretation, public education, is an advisor to the National Park Service, to several museums, both here and abroad, and a consultant to numerous films seen on many channels, including ABC, PBS, C-SPAN, History Channel. He is a teacher to the nation. As an eminent historian concentrating on the darkest chapters of our national story, he is no stranger to the violence, degradation, and lost lives that slavery wrought. But amazingly, he has also discovered much that is testimony to the strength of the desire to be free, the strength of the human spirit. Professor Horton has lectured at Wagner College. He was applauded and appreciated on that day, and we have brought him back for his gifted presence and knowledge, and are honored to count him from this day forward as one of our esteemed alumni.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College and the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you, James O. Horton, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and thereby declare that your name forever be inscribed on the roll of Wagner College most esteemed alumni.
Thank you so much. Let me thank you for this award. In 32 years of teaching, I'll have to tell you that this is right up there with those things that I will remember forever. I will also remember that just a few months ago, I came to Wagner College and had the honor of interacting with many of the students here. And I want to tell you something that I'm sure you already know, and that is that the students I met, if they are representative of the students in this institution, you have much to be proud of. Obviously, Wagner is doing something very right. And so I want to thank you for this great honor today, and I want to thank you for giving me the pleasure of meeting and sharing ideas with the wonderful students that I met just a few months ago. Thank you very, very much.
Dr. Guarasci, I present Michael R. Bloomberg for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Mr. J. Harkage, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Donald Spiro, Chairman Emeritus of the Board of Trustees, will assist with placing the hood on the shoulders of Mayor Michael R. Bloomberg. By his own perception, there had been 4 phases so far in the life of Michael R. Bloomberg, known less formally as simply Mike Bloomberg, and most recently as Mayor Bloomberg. And oh yes, he is related to the Bloomberg. He is the Bloomberg who created a financial information giant known as Bloomberg LP. Phase 1, 1942 to 1966, includes his birth in Medford, Massachusetts, public school until college, Johns Hopkins, where he thought he would become an engineer, but graduated knowing his talents and likes were more administrative than technological, which led him to the Harvard Business School and then to Wall Street, where the second phase of his life began. Phase 2, 1966 to 81, is a bit of a blur, 15 years that passed quickly, believing that the more you work, the better you do. His belief proved valid when he became a general partner at Salomon Brothers in 1973. But in 1981, he was fired. Described in his autobiography, Bloomberg by Bloomberg, in a chapter called The Last Supper, subtitled The Thrill of Being Fired. In retrospect, no, not then, being fired was clearly a moment of significant grace, a palpable evidence of how Mike Bloomberg turned what could have been characterized as defeat and failure into a new beginning, a new start, an opportunity he was now free to pursue, and he was only 39. Phase 3, 1981 to 2001, is almost totally occupied with the building of a business. The birthplace of Bloomberg LP was about 100 square feet of space with a view of an alley. There they began building the fundamental financial information database that would be their product. Of that birthing period, he has written, "Never before or since did I have as much fun and as challenging a time." Having a business, one's own business, is akin to having a child, one's own child. Birth is just the beginning of a work in progress. And work is the operative word. Work is the ever-present reality. Drive, work, dreams, work, vision, work, good colleagues, work, share, work, luck, work, progress, work. Suffice it to say, Mr. Bloomberg has made a name for himself that is known worldwide. Yet many years ago, he asked himself, once you've made a fortune, the real question is, what's it for? His answer, be selfish. Buy yourself enormous pleasure. Give most of your wealth to charity. 9 years ago, he also said, I think I'd be great in any political executive job that mirrors my experience. He quickly added, I have no current plans to enter the public arena. But public service has been in his mind at least since he was last looking for what to do next in 1981. At which time he said, my impatience with government kept me away from politics. We continually let elected officials pander for votes with old, easy, flawed solutions to complex problems. At the same time, he wrote, politics, no matter what the cynicals say, is a noble profession. We need good, smart, hard-working people to run for office. So in 2001, he finally listened to one of his truisms about having to do one day what you say you believe. He ran for office, the office of mayor of New York City, and he won. That was the beginning of phase 4 in the life of Michael Bloomberg. Taking office in January 2002, he inherited a city whose stock market had already collapsed before the Twin Towers were destroyed, throwing the city into chaos, shock, and sorrow. Facing a huge deficit, he did what had to be done in the short term, that is, restore fiscal integrity, but began simultaneously to focus on economic development, preparing the city's economic base for future growth, as well as creating jobs to meet present needs. He has made education the touchstone issue of his first term, and educational institutions, Johns Hopkins, where he served as chairman of the Board of Trustees, Harvard University, and the New York City public school system, have been major beneficiaries of his generous philanthropic giving. But Mayor Bloomberg is not just working to transform the city's school system. He is significantly involved in transforming the downtown Ground Zero area in Manhattan, as well as the Midtown West Side of Manhattan, as well as the area in Brooklyn between the Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges, as well as the Williamsburg waterfront and other areas and other boroughs, all of them together, creating jobs, creating business opportunities, creating additional parkland and affordable housing. To transform even a part of New York City is a formidable, gigantic task. If nothing else is certain concerning the outcome of the mayor's vision for a new New York City, this much is, his vision will not fail for lack of work. Homework and the work of convincing disparate constituencies that these are things the city must do for the sake of its future. Let our children inherit a city that is healthier in every way than the city we now live in. You have all of these challenges before you and more. We are honored you have taken the time to be with our graduates today who represent the city's future. We promise that you shall always be one of our most esteemed alumni, as indeed you shall always be one of this city's most esteemed citizens, and, yet to be determined, one of the best mayors. Why not the best mayor this city has ever had?
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College and the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you, Michael R. Bloomberg, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and thereby declare that your name forever be inscribed on the roll of Wagner College's most esteemed alumni.
Well, good morning, and thank you for this honor. This, you should know, is the second time that I have been here in this gym. I was a guest of Wagner College to watch the men's basketball team, the Seahawks, humiliate St. Francis last year. You liked that, St. Francis didn't. Anyways, let me first congratulate my fellow honorees and all of you, the graduates of 2005. This will be my 41st anniversary of my graduation to show us our age difference, but I can tell you everybody up on the stage would love to swap places with you and do it again. Seriously, this is a dream come true, standing before you today on the very campus where School of Rock was filmed. This is really why I became mayor. Jack Black, Michael Bloomberg, I think the connection is just obvious to all of you. Anyways, it's great to be here in Staten Island, one of the 5 best boroughs we have in this city. It's one of the things you learn. I'm going to the Mets-Yankees game tonight, and the question who I'm rooting for is obvious. I'm rooting for New York. Actually, I'm rooting for the team with the Mitsui that plays for them. So, before I impart some indispensable words of wisdom to the graduates, let me say a little bit about another group, an important group here. And I'm really talking about your parents who are sitting out there this morning, beaming proudly, not even thinking about what it costs to get you here today, or what happens if you can't get a job and you have to move back home. Maybe your graduates, right, you wave to them. Maybe your graduates want to give your parents a nice round of applause right now. I've been honored to speak to a graduating class or 2 over the years, so let me tell you, I've always honored 3 golden rules for commencement speakers, which were set forth by FDR. He said, be sincere, be succinct, and then be seated. I'm going to do the first 2, and then I'm going to go and dedicate a new ferry terminal and a new ferry, so I will substitute that for the being seated, but I promise to be reasonably succinct because I know a lot of you spent a lot of last night hanging out at the Black Dog. The only thing between me and between now and your degree is me, so great year at Wagner. Congratulations, and I don't just mean the women's water polo team reaching the NCAA championships. There's some other things. Your college won the prestigious Hesburgh Award for your innovative freshman year program. I think you were rightly named the most beautiful campus by the Princeton Review. I will tell you, you certainly have more brick here than in any college in the world. The college endowment continues to grow. The student body continues to better reflect the diversity of our nation and our world. And today, 600 of you will be added to the impressive list of Seahawk alums, which includes some members of my administration, you should know.
One of my senior people is a woman, Emily Yusoff, president of the city's Housing Development Corporation. She is a 1973 graduate and a proud one of Wagner College. Emily, you want to stand up and be embarrassed? But there is one thing, whether you're entering the workforce or continuing on with your education, you'll soon be joining the rest of us in what we call the real world, and I'm sure that we're causing you a few real doubts. But let me give you a little bit of advice. Don't despair. Your career path is not likely to follow a straight line. Believe it or not, you will get a job. You don't have to assume that your first job will be your last job. There will be ups and downs and sideways. Since I have left school, I've been an employee, an entrepreneur, and now a mayor. I have been hired and fired. I've been lauded and vilified. And people scream at me to get them a contract. I'm trying, whichever it is. But as far as I'm concerned, seriously, I'm just warming up. Plenty of successful people are doing things that are radically different from where they started. Look around you. If you really start thinking that party animal that lived across from you in Harborview could be the next Yo-Yo Ma, that quiet math major down the hall in Tower, a future Condoleezza Rice perhaps, that Bookus grad next to you, perhaps the next Bill Gates. You never know. Nobody can predict where this is all going to turn out. Even your average, every fun-loving C student like me from Johns Hopkins could wind up being mayor of New York. Hey, who figured, you know? Anything can happen. And seriously, it probably will. My advice to you when you're getting started is, number one, don't worry about your salary. Your first job should be something that will teach, expand, humiliate, humble, exhilarate, do all of those things. Something that will help you acquire the basic skills that will serve you through the rest of your life. Hopefully you'll have a choice of jobs, but the most important thing is to do something that lets you grow. You will become part of your life. Today, you'll have a part of your life in terms of experience and character and relationships that will serve you no matter where you turn out, what happens to you. Think of an activity or a project that you're involved in. Get involved. If you were involved with the Wagnerian and the Theater Advisory Board or the Up Till Dawn project with St. Jude's Hospital, something that you love to do. That's what you have to find. Find something that you love to do, love the people around you, love being there at all hours, love working until the work gets done. That's what you want to feel about your next job. That's what you want to feel about all your jobs. I have had a number of jobs, and I have never, ever not looked forward to going into work the next day. Not once, even the day I knew I was going to get fired. It's true. If you pick something that you love, whatever you choose to do, you'll want to go in early, you'll want to stay late, you'll want to give it your all, and it won't seem like a sacrifice. And you will notice that while luck does play a part in success, the harder you work, the luckier you get, and then you do it better and better, and it just builds on itself. And you'll also then have the energy to go out on the town after work and enjoy yourself, which I think is so essential. The other advice is don't spend 100% of your time working for a living. Life is too precious, and there are a lot of things to do. So there you are. Think about it. Maybe you've picked a job, picked a career, chosen what to do. The next thing is, advice I'd like to give you is how to do it. My advice is, don't just hold yourself to high professional standards. Hold yourself to high ethical standards if you really want to achieve success. Things won't always go smoothly in your career, but acting on principle and integrity will carry you through the tough times. One other thing, you are judged by the company you keep. Make sure that people who you work with can be counted on to help you get the job done and to do the right thing. This is a complicated world. No single person has all the skills to solve all of the problems. Things have to be done collaboratively and collectively and cooperatively. You must share the pain and the responsibility. And let me tell you, then you will also share the rewards. Let me just tell you for a few seconds about some of the choices I have made in my life, because I think they illustrate a little bit of what I'm talking about. After college and business school, I took a job on Wall Street. I started out as a clerk, literally counting certificates in an unair-conditioned vault. And then I rose very slowly through the ranks, but I eventually got to be a general partner. As a working class kid from a small town, it was a great ride, and it was fun, and it was great work, and I loved every single minute of it, just right up to the day they fired me. And then, even though I'd been a loyal employee and would have stayed there probably forever in good times and bad times, when I was terminated from the only full-time job I'd ever known, all I did was think about the future. It taught me an enormous amount the past, but it was over. It wasn't my choice. And my advice to you is never look back. The past is history, and there's nothing you can do about it. I looked out to see what the alternatives were, and I dealt with them. And as it turned out, being fired was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. The key was, though, after I got fired, I was an optimist. I was sort of like the kid that came home and found his bedroom floor covered with horse manure, and he got a big smile on his face because he knew there was a pony in there someplace. Let me tell you, there are times at City Hall when I keep looking for that pony and haven't been able to find it. But seriously, I went out and started a new company the next day, literally the next day. Sounded like a great idea. The problem was I couldn't find anybody else that thought it was a great idea. But let me tell you something. It did work out, and today everybody I know was right behind me all the way. About 20 years ago, after being successful in business, I started looking around, and 5 years ago I said, I have a lot of friends in public service that have smiles on their faces because they could make a difference, and I wanted to do the same thing. So I decided to seek a new career. Now, let me tell you, it is not easy to walk away from success. It is not easy to walk away from something that everybody thinks is wonderful. But the chance to become the mayor of the city of New York, and I didn't know if I really had a chance, but I thought if you don't try, you will always sit back and wonder, what would have happened if I had gone for it? Everybody said I was a hopeless long shot, which tells you how much you should listen to what people say. Every political expert I talked to said could not be done. But I just wasn't smart enough to know that it couldn't be done. I only knew one thing, that if I didn't try, it couldn't be done for sure. And after that, there was a possibility. So I went ahead and I did the best I could. Now, people have been enthusiastic and kind since I got to become mayor. Let me tell you some of the things that they've said about me. You can read it in the papers. Bloomberg should shut up is one of the things I keep getting. He's running a government by dictatorship. Some people have said anyone would be 1,000 times better than the mayor. One woman said, he never listens, he never pays more attention. Actually, that one came from my mother, so I don't know why I put it there. But what I did learn is you got to make the tough choices, and you've got to stand by them no matter what they say, and let the critics roll off their back. And of course, the difference between being pig-headed and having the courage of your convictions may just be in the results. But in the end, the most satisfying thing is knowing that you took a risk and it turned out okay, and that you have been able to make a difference in the lives of a lot of people. So let me summarize. Number one, get the best job you can find, but one that lets you learn rather than one that pays you a lot. Work as hard as you can. Make no mistake about it. The chances on winning the lottery are negligible. You are going to have to work for the rest of your life. So do I. And the people that work hard are the people that succeed. Have a good time. Do not be one-dimensional. Don't be stupid about it, but there is absolutely no reason to be somebody that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a matter of fact, if you can enjoy life, you will be better off when you're out there working. And lastly, when the right opportunity comes along, go for it. We have a great New Yorker named Yogi Berra. I'm sure most of you know Yogi Berra. Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. And then one more thing, listen to your mother. Lastly, if you're going to pick a place to live, my suggestion is place your bet on New York City. Yes. Place your bet on the safest large city in the nation. Crime's going down and it's going to continue to come down. Place your bet in a city that cares about the health of its citizens. Our public hospitals and private hospitals keep getting better and better, and life expectancy in New York is now greater than it is in the entire country. Place your bet on a city that cares about creating new jobs and opportunity. Place your bet on a city where culture is celebrated. Place your bet on a place where you will be judged on what you do. That is New York. You know, as a kid from Medford, Massachusetts, was given a chance to realize his dreams, or somebody like Mukta Jalot, who comes from one of the most violent places on earth, this is the place to dream again. You can bet on New York City because of its fiercely loyal and fiercely resilient people and its vital institutions like Wagner. You know, class of 2005 and I share something very special. We all lived through the worst tragedy in New York City's history. You began your studies here just days before 9/11. When I took office, smoke was still rising from the World Trade Center site. There was a lot of uncertainty about New York's future in those dark days. I'm sure you remember, some really questioned whether we had a future. But we got through it. It wasn't easy. In fact, it was painful and frightening at times. But we did it. We learned a great deal in the process. We learned how to stick together. We learned how to live among true heroes, the very best and the very bravest. And we learned that we've got to take risks, even when the so-called experts say that it's impossible. Now, we've got to continue to think big, to keep building on what we've started. I'm only asking for 4 more years to accomplish that, but you have the rest of your lives to do it. So as we look back today on your successes, we must also look ahead. We must celebrate the future, the unlimited future that every one of you and the city we love has. I won't deny it. The real world is a challenge. The job market is tough. Responsibilities multiply. Pizzas don't cost $5 like they do at Rita's. But let me tell you something. I have no doubt that you're all more than prepared to meet that challenge and to bring honor to your city, your school, your country, and yourselves. Congratulations, and may this day be filled with joy for all of you and your loved ones.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees please rise? President Guarasci, I have the honor to present to you for investment the candidates for the bachelor's degree awarded by Wagner College.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College, and in accordance with the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you the bachelor's degree for which you are qualified, and thereby welcome you to the community of educated men and women, and extend to you our hopes and wishes for your continued success.
Will the degree recipients please be seated? Individually, those just awarded their undergraduate degrees. The audience is requested not to applaud individuals, but wait until all bachelor degree recipients have received their diplomas. Would the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts degree please come forward?
Work at the same time. Okay, now. Running down! What's going on?
Nicholas M. Adams. Elise Nicole Arpino. Felicia Balsamo, cum laude. Margaret L. Barnett, II, cum laude. Kira Nicole Juliet Barone. Jason Edward Baummuller, cum laude. Neil D. Bennington. Jaline Bernier. Desiree Lauren Blankenship. Stephen M. Block. Kathleen E. Brana. Erica Marie Brown. Kay Jacob Brown, cum laude. Casey Allen Bruton. Jillian Berkeley. Megan Justine Beach. Anthony R. Calvonico. Ryan Lawrence Carlson. Emily Garvey, cum laude. Michael Sabelli, cum laude. Christopher Cipollo, magna cum laude. Andrea Cobb. Christine Noel Colonna, summa cum laude. Erin Marie Conroy, cum laude. Michael J. Capitelli. Patrick R. Cronin, cum laude. Susan Elizabeth Daly. Levana Davidson. Nicole Davis. Julius Davis. Joanna Dawis Kiba, cum laude. Eric P. DeBarra, cum laude. Lindsay Louise DeCorio. Jonathan Deutsch, cum laude. Megan DeWaters. Sarah Helen DeBias, cum laude. Michelle Lynn DiStefano. Tina Donorio de Mayo, cum laude. Lisa Dontis. Jolene A. Duca. Paul Eldridge. Laura Ellen Esposito, cum laude. Kristen S. Farrell. Nick Fernandez. Brian Giraud. Nicholas A. Piero. Teresa Catherine Flanagan. Logan J. Fowler. Christine Frost. Jamie K. Fullen, magna cum laude. Mara Eileen Gannon. Leslie A. Garcia. Lisa Marie Gargione. Megan E. Garrett. Gina Gilardo. Danielle E. Giacino, magna cum laude. Karine Gialela, magna cum laude. Amy Lee Gibbons. Lisa Marie Janetto, summa cum laude. Jennifer Marie Caldwell, cum laude. Daniel J. Golan. Emily Jean Greenwood. Audra Crow. Vincent A. Julietta, summa cum laude. Jessica Guyon. Braden Haig. Suzanne Hartig.
Guys, you gotta
Matthew
go back there.
Hartigan. Adam Heck, summa cum laude. Irene Elizabeth Heller. Melissa Marilyn Herman, cum laude. Jessica Rooney Higgins. Daniel S. Higgins, Jr. Michael Peter Hildebrandt, magna cum laude. Heather M. Hudson. Hannah Johnson. Robert Rice. Melissa Ann Rizzo. Megan Elizabeth Rod. Nicole Jungmann. Michael A. Kalida, cum laude. Paulina Kriushkova. Bradley Landers. Elizabeth L. Lauber. Abby Sarah Lees, cum laude. Sean Littlejohn. Peter J. Lorico, cum laude. Aaron Sabrino Los Calzo. Kristen Marie Matarazzo, summa cum laude. Laura Mancusi. Gerard Nicholas Mangieri, summa cum laude. Marisa Marinelli. Jude Masulo. Christine McGrath. Rebecca Ann Mercer, magna cum laude. Corinne E. Mertz. Adam J. Metzinger. Justin Patrick Meyer. Devin Mickey. Alexander Lewis Moore. Janine N. Morris. Keith Newhouse, cum laude. Cheryl A. Norwich, magna cum laude. Jennifer Lynn O'Connor. Leela Olumi. Brittany Orcutt, summa cum laude. Layla Ortiz. Latoya Washington. Sharon Webster. Heather Elise Weinman. Michelle Wilk. Meredith Ryan Packer. Melissa Nicole Pascal. Joseph A. Paderek. Laurel J. Patterson. Jason Requay. Reginald W. Paul. Elizabeth Pulowski. Stephanie Alexandra Petruccelli. Richard A. Plenzo. Candace Lynn Pohl, cum laude. Janine Rachel Porter. Tiffany L. Rao, cum laude. Reg Yu. Kelly K. Raymond. Karen Ryder. Taya Sethi. Lauren Rogler. Danielle Ozzie. Gregory J. Rose, cum laude. Victoria Rivolo, cum laude. Violetta Sage, cum laude. Matthew Sheehan, cum laude. Edward Vaccaro, Jr. Michael Vangelis. Elena Beth Vitulis, cum laude. James Walter. Rosa Sarkisian. Jacqueline Sarkis. Mark William Schaefer, cum laude. Elliot Scher, cum laude. Jacqueline A. Safatli, magna cum laude. Danielle Torchio. Dana N. Schneider. Julie Lee Schwartz, summa cum laude. Michael Kurt Seidel, cum laude. Bradley Seymour, cum laude. Megan Lynn Simard. Thomas Alfred Simonetti. James Smith. Jessica Snow, magna cum laude. Ashley E. Speranza. Gina Marie Sportiello, cum laude. Edward Petrowski III. Jessica F. Strasberg. Kathleen L. Sullivan. Philip W. Suozo. Leah D. Thomas. Maria Georgia Krakas, magna cum laude. Alicia Tuxil. Mukhtar M. Jallo. Cole Williams Vicara. Mercury Winberg. John Wolf. Elise Brian Zito, cum laude. Recipients of the Bachelor of Science degree. Please honor all bachelor's degrees as they step forward. Nicole Marie Atlas. Andrea Angelucci, summa cum laude. Anila Ago. Tiffany Angelico. Elizabeth A. Clark. Yvonne M. Beauchamp, magna cum laude. Marissa Ann Benigno, cum laude. Christopher S. Bloomer, cum laude. Danielle N. Borer. Janine Gail Borgaro, magna cum laude. Tara Brown, magna cum laude. Jody Noel Bruner, cum laude. David Corby. Jennifer Cordero. Melanie M. Corabello. Paul Coverdale. Venus Marie Cowan. Jessica M. Cowell. Stephen J. DePast. Robert J. Dornan. Brianna Lee Dowdy, cum laude. Mary Kate Catandela. Christina Caldone, cum laude. Michelle L. Bonfiglio. Edmund J. Cini Jr. Emily Casino. Dina Contri. Victoria Constantino. John Condon. Elizabeth Cochran, cum laude. Christopher Clark. Nicholas Arian Cardenas Rada. Jessica Cicero. Jason James Silovsky, cum laude. Jennifer Brum. Kimberly Bruckner. Ralph V. Lozano Jr. Alicia R. Luciano, magna cum laude. Brendan C. Lynch, cum laude. Nicole C. Falacaro. Roxanne Feebick. Lindsay D. Fields, cum laude. Stacy Britt Fitzgerald, magna cum laude. Mark Fuchs, summa cum laude. Jeremy Funston. Frank Gerard Garitano, magna cum laude. Roseanne Therese. Robert Gialombardo. Danielle Giannini. Bethany J. Gibbons. Anthony J. Gioielli. John A. Gogardi. Joseph Gorgo.
Not now, I'm gonna be out.
Erica L. Gordler. Kaylin Sutton Kimler. Danielle Marie King, summa cum laude. Thomas E. Curran. Sarah Clobosista. Rachel Canals. Keith Dennis Perukos. Joseph A. Kulakowski. Brian P. Carella. Albana Leica. Jennifer Lemon, cum laude. Irina Litt. Suwada Leperick. Trevor J. Lloyd. Alejandro Antonio Lojo. Christopher Lombardo. Carrie Ann Maceda. Monica Renee Lopez. Scott Cummings. Timothy Michael Curran. Elizabeth Diana. Tony Ann Deuto. Michelle Delagrazzi. Kevin Dawson. Thomas DeFrancesco. Catherine Marie Dixon, cum laude. Catherine Driscoll. Daniel J. Emanuel. Matthew W. Gray. Maureen A. Gray. Patrick Silk Greeny. Mark Greenspan. Thomas Grunwald. Allison Hope Hathaway, cum laude. Tariq Henderson. Tyshawn Henderson. Bridget Herman, cum laude. Melinda E. Suss. Amanda Marie T. Tye. Selena M. Munoz. Rose Mosier. Justin David Nana. Teresa M. Naughton, cum laude. Marilla Note, cum laude. Aaron O'Brien, cum laude. Michael C. Opperman Jr., summa cum laude. David M. Osborne. Ryan Pagan. Michael J. Pompalone. Billy Pantelis. Philip Paolucci. Melinda Ruth Paquin, cum laude. John Edward Pareco. Patrick Payne. Paul Peterson. Kristen Pettis. Michael J. Hinney, cum laude. Frank A. Hosmer Jr. Brian Huff. Tracy Hughes. Ella Iluzzi. Mark A. Intochia Jr. Carrie Jager, cum laude. Adam James. Elizabeth E. Kaba, cum laude. Edward Mackel. Philip Scott McKenzie. Matthew Madden. Camille Rose Magnavito, cum laude. Jacqueline R. Maltese, cum laude. Robert Mancuso. Robert Morrissi. Antoinette Marchitello. Paul Marone. Jacqueline Mastromateo. Leanne Lynn Mata, magna cum laude. Sandeep Sankarankuti. Christina Santoro. Eugene Sawchik. Teresa G. Scardino, cum laude. Justin Schneider. Aaron Schobert. Jennifer Shodowski. Iliana Sella. Jacqueline Shaw. Sean Simmons. Jennifer Simonson, cum laude. Harveer Ricky Singh. Margaret Smith. George Snowflake. Nicholas G. Sterlacci, cum laude. Jonathan S. Stewart. Junelle Josephine Pipitone, magna cum laude. John M. Matera. Brandon Matz. Katie Ann McCain. Kyle Elliott McGowan. Ted McLaughlin. Kristen McCochi, magna cum laude. Candy T. Melgar. Maura Melvin, summa cum laude. Randy Miller. Erica Menini. Kelly Ann Phillips. Jonathan Piazza. Kimberly M. Hole. Christopher J. Powell, cum laude. Melissa Diane Powers. Mark A. Pugliese. Michelle Elizabeth Quinones. Joseph J. Michael Raccanello. Robert M. Radloff. Ashley Roche. Katrina Nicole Refsnyder. Nancy Rita Angeloro, magna cum laude. Christian Reich. Rachel Lee Rennick. Kristen N. Rich, magna cum laude. Michael J. Rodia Jr. Megan Rooney. Daniel Rosa, cum laude. Bonnie Rowland. Morgan P. Rouse, cum laude. Yuliana Toyarica, cum laude. Lauren Rose Tomasini. Francis Townsend. Kristen Terone, cum laude. Joanne Gallo, cum laude. Blaze Vandenhogel, cum laude.
Come on, there you go, man.
Vincent S. Vazana. Diane Kislaki. Vadim Volovodotsky. Ashley C. Voss, summa cum laude. Jessica L. Warren. Alexander Malamud. Stuart Watson. Lindsay Elizabeth Wallace. Michael James Weiss. Georgette Williams. Joanne Marie Wozniak. Please honor all the bachelor's degrees awardees with your applause.
I now have the privilege of introducing 3 graduating seniors to address the class. I'll call them up together. The first will be Mukhtar Jola, a sociology major, is a survivor of the Civil War in Sierra Leone. He is a remarkably courageous and kind person. He has surmounted odds none of us will ever face, and he has done it with a positive and generous spirit. Mel Powers is from Ridgewood, New Jersey, and is a natural science and education dual major. She served as an outstanding Student Government Association president this past year. She's been very active in public service and a leader in her sorority AO Pi, and a recipient of the Joseph Gabriel Memorial Award for Student and Campus Leadership. And finally, Gerard Mangieri is from Staten Island. He is a sociology major who intends to be a lawyer. He served as vice president of ODK and president of the Newman Club. He graduates with a 3.97 grade point average, and he has won the Donald W. Spiro Award for the outstanding graduating senior. If they would come forward, please.
Mr. President, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, parents, friends, and fellow classmates. I have been on a long journey that sometimes was sad. My name is Mukhtar Jallo. I was born in Sierra Leone to Mohamed Jallo, a farm rancher, and to Hulimatu, my mother, who today lives in Guinea. My father was killed in June 1998 during the 10-year Civil War, 2 months after I had been severely wounded in the same conflict. I was lucky, 6 of my family were killed and 1 sister captured. I came to the United States for the purpose, in 2000 from Sierra Leone for the specific purpose of being fitted with a prosthetic limb of my right hand and a plastic surgery on my right ear, both of which had been cut off by a machete. The Rotary Club of Staten Island and one in Brooklyn sponsored us. I came as one of 10, all whose medical needs were similar as to my own. Among the Rotarians, I met Dr. Eleanor Rock and 2 Wagner students, Skylar Rock and Franklin Darcy. In January 2001, through the good office of Dr. Richard Guarasci and the provost, I began taking classes at Wagner College. Today, I shall graduate. It has been a long journey. I have been on a long journey from Sierra Leone to the United States. From being caught in a war where my right hand and ear were cut off to this lovely campus. From a tragedy that I thought had not just severed my arm, my ear, but also severed my dream of becoming an educated person. To this day, this proud day, when I shall be admitted to the company of educated men and women. It has been a long journey, but today I can honestly say that all that I thought had been lost had been restored. My hand, my ear, my dream, sadness has been turned into gladness. My long journey has led me to the threshold of opportunity. First of all, I want to thank Dr. President Guarasci, the Board of Trustees, its faculties, and its 3 tiers. I thank Dr. Anlo Dina Ashanti of Academic Advisement for giving me the best advice and guiding me the best way and making this day happen. I also thank the Rotary Club of Staten Island and one in Brooklyn, particularly the gift of limbs. Your heartfelt support and friendship have been essential to my ability to finish my 4 years of college. I want to thank Dr. Elena Rock for her great support. I also thank Mr. Stanley Freeman for providing us with rooms at the Staten Island Hotel at the time of our greatest need. When we just came here, there was no place to live. Mr. Stanley Freeman opened the doors and he said, give me these guys, I will put them in my hotel. And we live there, do whatever we feel like is good. Call in Africa, eating lunch, breakfast, dinner, everything there for free. We spent like 5 months in that hotel. Thank you very much, Mr. Stanley. I want to thank Staten Island University Hospital for providing us with free medical, surgical, dental care, and housing. I want to thank Assemblyman Martin Maroney, head of former RMA, and Congressman Vito Fosselo. Mr. Matthew was the man who really saw this and said, hey, I need to help these people, you know, and he was like, please let me reach somebody. And he reached the Rotary Club and Mr. Martin Maroney. Today I'm here, graduating, all my dreams are here. You are the key to this. Thank you, Mr. Martin Maroney. I also want to thank Congressman Vito Fosselo, former detective Mr. Tom Scado, for your greatest support. And I want to thank all my friends and families from Sierra Leone, and I want to thank all friends here again. Last and most important, I wish to express my gratitude to the men whose wisdom, love, and heartfelt support led me to this day today. Joe Mandarino and Carmen DeSantos. Who are not here in person, but I'm telling you they are here in spirit because they are right in my heart. Without their support and encouragement, this day, today, would have been impossible. Thanks to them, and I want to thank their family. I want to give a special thank to Reverend Troy and Mr. and Mrs. Troy for the greatest support they give us at the time of our need. Just want to thank everybody, and this is the day I was looking for all my dreams. Since I was born, my goal was to go to school, and after going all this, I thought it's done. But I just want to thank again the Board of Trustees and my teachers who really helped me make it up here and then have what I thought, what I think, I wanted to believe. I was not even thinking of this, but with the help of these people, Joe Mandarin and Carmen DeSantos, here I am today in heaven. God bless you all. Thank you and God bless you all.
First of all, hello and congratulations, class of 2005. I'm so proud of all of you. My name is Mel Powers, and I was the Student Government Association President, and I'm honored to be able to speak here for you today. First of all, welcome to the faculty, the administration, our friends, our family, our honored guests, and again, especially the class of 2005. Looking back, was this how we pictured college? 4 years ago, as we stood on that lawn outside, holding those candles, and we created a giant 05. I never could have pictured getting to today. Graduation, what was that even going to be like? We had a lifetime between August of 2001 and May of 2005, and there seemed to be an endless stream of learning communities, units, and dining hall meals that separated us from this day. Somehow, and it's still kind of surreal, somehow we have managed to get to our last day of college. We have passed the finals, written the papers, completed the fieldwork or the internships, and it feels incredible. We are not the same people that stood on that oval 4 years ago. Instead, we have grown into mature, competent, and successful adults who are ready to conquer whatever the world throws at us. And I know that our class can conquer anything. Our class has already proven its strength in countless ways, but none more prevalent than the fact that we are all still here after September 11th. That tragedy changed the entire world during our second week of college. On that day, our lives were changed forever. The world no longer seemed so simple and the future looked so unclear. Our class, however new to New York, made it our business to become a part of the rebuilding and continue to live in the best city in the world. As we gather today in celebration of the achievements of the past 4 years, I feel it is only appropriate that we remember that day and remember all the lives that were affected by it. With that in mind, I think it is also appropriate to recall and be thankful for all things that are truly important in this world. Good health, love, family, and friendship. And the friendships we've created here will last a lifetime. There are countless moments from Wagner that I will always remember fondly because of the people that I shared them with. I will never forget the weekend brunches in the dining hall, and there was some great story being told at every table with details being filled in every so often, just as we were sitting there eating our breakfast about the night before. I will never forget the snowy days when we would sled down the hill in front of towers and miraculously never crashed that hard into the building. I will never, ever, ever forget the first beautiful day of the springtime when we all go onto the oval and it is like a beach party and we're out there tanning and playing wiffle ball and just enjoying being college students. As a class, we share these memories and much more. We share the homecomings, the song fests, and the Wagner stocks. We share the burrito bar, Bottomley's, Secrets, any other place that was made special by the people who were there. We will always remember where we were on the day when Wagner was in the NCAA tournament versus Pitt. We will always remember where we were when we got cast in our first main stage show or when we saw our first main stage show. And we will always remember the days in the Greek world when we received our bid from our fraternity or sorority. Most importantly, however, we will all remember the kids we met who are going to be our bridesmaids and our groomsmen. We shared something very special here, and I know that as we go our separate ways, I will hear about you as the CEOs, the doctors, the teachers, the nurses, the lawyers, the Broadway stars, the political leaders, all sorts of incredible things, and I'm going to be so honored to say that I knew you when. We are the future, and together we are unlimited. Looking back, this was not how I pictured college. In fact, this is 1,000,000 times better than I ever could have imagined. So thank you, my classmates, for the past 4 years. From orientation to senior week and everything in between, we have played a role in making college the best 4 years of our lives. This is only the beginning of the great things that await us. In closing, I would like to thank my mom, my dad, and my brother, as well as all of our families and friends that have provided constant support every step of the way. I would like to thank the professors, who without we could never be here. I would also like to thank the advisors, the coaches, the directors, and everyone else who taught us that college isn't just about the lessons we learn in the classroom. And finally, the class of 2005, I want to encourage you to go grab every opportunity. Look forward with hope and make sure that you glance back with a smile. You all deserve nothing but the best. All my love and luck for the future, and congratulations to the class of 2005.
First, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, administrators, faculty, staff, trustees, parents of students here at Wagner College, for sharing in this our special day. The graduating students have put in countless hours and endured many a sleepless night in order to arrive at this critical juncture in our lives. Wagner College has taught us many important life lessons and prepared us to become industrious members of our respective fields and communities. The most important message, however, was not communicated to us in a classroom. No, this critical nugget of information has remained hidden to us until today. Some of you may be wondering what exactly I'm referring to. The secret message I speak of lies in Wagner's coat of arms, which is prominently displayed behind me, to my left, and to my right. Each of the objects holds a directive for us as graduates of Wagner College. First, the open book and the feather pen. I believe it symbolizes the pursuit of knowledge. You may notice that the pages in the section where the book was opened are blank. We began our time here at Wagner in a similar fashion, starting a new chapter in our lives. We enrolled with the desire to receive a quality education, but the learning process does not end when we receive our diplomas. It is our responsibility to continue to expand our minds and challenge ourselves, whether through advanced courses of study or through our careers. Next, we have the trumpet or horn. I believe it calls us to enrich our lives. We have had the opportunity to study under an expansive curriculum, which encouraged us to broaden our horizons outside of a particular field of study. An old saying reads, "The longest span of human life is all too short." As graduates of such a liberal arts program, we owe it to ourselves to complement our lives with personal interests such as the arts and multicultural pursuits. Lastly, we have the sword. Historically, the sword has had a negative connotation, but I believe it represents honor and integrity. It is our charge as educated members of our respective communities to use our knowledge, talents, and gifts for the good of those around us. We have a duty to this institution and to ourselves to use what we have learned to be of service to others whenever and wherever necessary. These last 4 years have been a magnificent journey for us as members of the Wagner family. We now go forth to reap the fruits of our labor. For all the memories, the laughs, and the love, I say thank you, and may God bless you.
President Guarasci, I have the honor to present to you for investment the candidates for a master's degree.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College and in accordance with the laws of New York State, I hereby confer upon you the master's degree for which you are qualified and extend to you our hopes and wishes for your continued success.
Will all the degree recipients please be seated? I now have the honor to present individually those just awarded their master's degrees. The audience is requested not to applaud individuals, but to wait until all master's degree recipients have received their diplomas. Will the degree recipients of the Masters of Business Administration please come forward? Richard D. Alexander, Jr. Nicole Arcade. Eugene F. Bazzarelli. Nicholas Joseph Lorenzo. Pilar A. Pereira. Joseph T. Ratz. Rajiv R. Raval. Frank J. Serra. Erica Schaefer Hellstrom. Laura Wendy Schurer. Teresa Endozo Sixon. Pamela Lee Sobieski. Michael R. Winstein. Gina M. LaFragola. Marcella Rose Latino. Danielle E. Leifert. Michael L. Bronstein. Deborah A. Klass. Brian J. DiStefano. Jason T. Emmett. Lenore Esposito. Veronica Alexandra Estrada. Gina Nicole Ferrieri. Michael J. Brillant. Joseph Labetti. Hee Sung Yoon. Will the degree recipients of the Master of Science come forward? Andrea M. Aaron. Daniela Iacona. Naomi Alcock. Michelle C. Beliveau. Ramia Salem Elgandor. Louis M. Melfi. Lorraine Bertel. Marie A. Bianca. Christopher D. Cortez. Teresa Di Bartolomeo. Valerie Dolan. Anthony J. Fernandez. Theodore A. Garazziotis. Deborah A. Giafortune. Sharon Lipscomb. Tina Lesevic. Melissa Lanza. Christina L. Cooper-Savick. Marisa A. Riccio. Michael A. Rodman. Kristen Monti. Cecilia Trebuzio. Jessica L. Vega. Shirley Mary Zachariah. Lindis Mills Jude. Richard F. Hurtado. Alexandra Pantelios. Dave S. Quiros. Svetlana Sobol. Teresa M. Torsney. Rhonda Kaplan. Will the degree recipients of the Executive Master of Business Administration please come forward? Jurlis Biakis. Astrid Carl. Scott R. Salinardi. Jennifer Ann Ward. Mary Ferrauto. Joseph Rocco Mathis. John Kenny Kasperzak. Phyllis Ann Veneziano Torres. Asher Siegel. Nelson Colon. Wojtek W. Lamparski. Kevin P. Donelan. Darlene M. Torres. Recipients of the Master of Science in Education, please come forward. Donald E. Crooks. Christopher Joseph Damian. Kelsey L. Finnegan. Kristen M. Desiderio. Lisa Ann Ferranti. Kimberly Frisina. Deborah Funati La Barbera. Nicole M. Colonna. Kristen Abatantuono, summa cum laude. Ryan Gallagher. Jennifer Genovese, summa cum laude. Carrie Ann Graziano, summa cum laude. Angelica M. Ionone. Jason Allen. Lauren M. Cardone. Jennifer King. Jessica L. King. Anthony Lordo Jr. Vincent Lyman. Robin S. Jaffe. Donna Bolin. Christine M. Cochran. Brianna Newman. Teresa Rywalt. Sean Sasso. Sarah A. Scamardella. Paula A. Suarez Cap. Pamela Marie Capola. Perry Tannen. Christy Lynn Trax. Amanda Travlos. Eric G. Varga. Carmela Valles. Nicole M. Vitaliano, summa cum laude. Erica Jill Wilbur.
Thank you.
Please honor all the master's degree awardees with your applause.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you Kenneth Nilsson, class of 1988, President of the Alumni Board, who will induct the class of 2005 into the alumni body of Wagner College.
Let me add my congratulations to the class of 2005. Congratulations. I also want to talk about one or two new traditions. This year, leading the procession for our undergraduates and graduate students, the Honorable Rose McBrien, class of 1955, is celebrating her 50th reunion this year. She is representing her entire class, who will be honored Alumni Weekend, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which I also want to remind you, you are all welcome to attend. Please come back. Let me also say, being alumni of Wagner College is a wonderful experience. The experiences you have had will grace your future, will mold your future, will also provide you with an understanding. I would like to, at this time, ask that you take your tassel, move your tassel from the left of your mortarboard to the right side of your mortarboard. You are hereby forevermore an alumnus of Wagner College. Congratulations.
You are now alumni. You join a very distinguished family marked by many high achievers in business, the arts, and law, medicine, public service, in healthcare and the sciences, the teaching profession, higher education, intellectual life, and the clergy. I've known many of you over these 4 years. Personally, it's been my privilege to know you, and I have absolutely no doubt that you'll take your place alongside all of those distinguished who came before you and bring greater distinction to your own careers, your families, and to Wagner College. Let's thank, before we leave, 3 special groups that were and continue to be very important to your achieving your dreams. First, please join me in acknowledging the dedication and hard work of the Wagner College faculty. They are truly the heart of our educational mission. Wagner always has benefited throughout its 122 years from highly dedicated and talented faculty. Secondly, please join me and let's recognize the dedication and support given to the college by its distinguished and hardworking Board of Trustees chaired by Jay Harding. And finally, join me by standing and turning around or turning sideways to salute your families, particularly your parents, who have supported you throughout your time at Wagner. Personally, President Guarasci and I want to congratulate you and be very saddened if we don't hear from you throughout the year. We hope to see you at homecoming and reunion, and we have something in common. We are now part of one large family called Wagner College, and with all the faculty, with all your fellow classmates, the alumni who preceded you, the people on the stage, the honorary degree recipients, as part of this family, we all walk together forever. We invite all of you here, in spite of all the rain. We have wonderful tents. We invite you all to join us after the ceremony for refreshments under the tents at the back of the Oval. And will the audience please rise for the benediction given by your new classmate of yours, Reverend Dr. Terry Troya, and then continue standing for the alma mater sung by members of the Wagner College Choir. Thank you so much.
I share with you these words of the prophet Micah. What is it that God requires of us but to love justice, to do mercy, and to walk humbly with our God? In my own words, I would say to you, live fully, love lavishly and unconditionally, give generously, welcome the stranger graciously, party hardy and safely. Now I invite you to bow your heads and to pray for God's blessing. The Lord said to Moses, speak to Aaron and to his children, thus shall you bless the people. You shall say to them, the Lord bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God's countenance be lifted upon you and grant you, us, and our world peace. Amen.
Ceremonies are now ended.